If everybody keep talking about we teach hate and all of that, but it's okay for y'all to have us in slavery. And we put a mirror to your face. You want to say we teaching hate. No, we telling you about your hateful ass. Yes, it is hate. It is hate. It's you hating us. It's you hating us. It is hate. Because what you see right here is hate.
Bring it out.
But who the victims of this hate?
Con.
Who the victims? Go ahead.
And delivered them to the enemy, so that they carried them away captive onto the land of the enemy, far or near.
That's what the Most High said. He's going to scatter us. And the enemies carried us away to the land of them, to their lands that they conquered, far or close to our homeland. We everywhere. We close to our homeland. We in our homeland. We everywhere. But we up under subjection of the enemy.
Con.
Go ahead.
Verse 47. Yet if they shall bethink themselves.
If they shall do what?
If they shall bethink themselves.
What's the last part of that?
Come, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity. And think upon my name.
And do what?
Think upon my name.
Go ahead.
And return from their stiff neck.
And do what?
Return from their stiff neck.
If they shall do what?
Yet if they shall bethink themselves.
If they shall do what? Return, do what?
Return from their stiff neck.
That's what repent means. That's what bethink means. It means repent. That's what return means. It means repent. So the Most High said, if you're going to return back from being stiff-necked or hard-headed, go ahead.
Yet if they shall bethink themselves.
If you shall remember who you are and repent.
In the land whether they were carried captive. And repent.
And do what?
And repent.
So you got to remember who you are and come back to the Most High laws. That's what you have to do. That's what it's talking about. You have to remember who you are. And you have to come back to the Most High laws. You Christians talk about, I repented. You not repentant if you don't know that you Israel.
God.
And if you not Israel, you can't repent. It's just simple as that. Simple instructions. Go ahead.
And make supplication unto thee.
And we supposed to pray to the Most High. Like it says right here, we're going to think on his name. Like Yaqataz just wrote. We're gonna think on his name. Go ahead.
In the land of them that carried them captive.
That's what it's saying right here. In Baruch.
Come.
That's the same thing that we laying out right here in Baruch. That's it. I'll go ahead and finish.
Come and return from their stiff neck.
Right.
And from their wicked deeds.
That's right. And because our people wicked as hell. We just saw a piece of wickedness of our people coming against us. Right? Go ahead.
For they shall remember the way of their fathers.
That's right. We're going to remember the way of our fathers, man. Right? Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12. We're going to remember the way of our fathers. You know what I'm saying? Black Dave. What's up, fam? How you feeling? Everything good? You going to eat? Yeah.
Yeah, you know I'm going to give V.I.P.
All right.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 10.
Hold on, read that back part back over here.
Come and return from their stiff neck. And from their wicked deeds.
And from our wicked deeds. That's what we're going to do. Go ahead.
For they shall remember the ways of their fathers.
So we're supposed to remember the ways. The Most High says it's going to come a time, but we're going to remember the ways of our forefathers. Right? Read that.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12.
15.
Verse 15.
Right.
Only the Lord.
12.
And now, Israel.
No, everybody.
And now, Israel.
So why does Bible keep addressing the Israelites?
God.
This Bible don't address everybody. That's just like if you go into the history of the Chinese. That Chinese book is not going to address everybody. But on the front of this book, it don't say history of the black man. That's why everybody get confused. Go ahead.
And now, Israel. What do the Lord thy God require of thee?
So now this is instructions of what God requires of us.
Come.
Go ahead.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
To fear the Most High. Go ahead.
And walk in all his ways.
Right, and that's go ahead.
And to love him.
To do what?
And to love him.
Uh-huh.
And to serve the Lord thy God.
Uh-huh.
With all thy heart. And with all thy soul.
Uh-huh.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
How do you serve the Lord with all your heart and all your soul?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
That's, hey, listen, that's us remembering the ways of our forefathers. Because when this was going on, that's who was given these laws and these instructions, our forefathers. That's what we're reading right now when our forefathers was given them blessings. Go ahead back to that.
For they shall remember the ways of their fathers.
Right?
Which sinned before the Lord.
And see, our forefathers is the one who got the laws and they broke the laws. So if you don't understand why we went on cargo slave ships, we went on cargo slave ships because we was paying for what our forefathers did. Matter of fact, read that back over again. Give me Deuteronomy 28:68. Let me show you the slave trade and the slave ships is in the Bible.
For they shall remember the ways of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord.
And that's what's going on now. We remember that we sinned and got ourselves in this predicament. And we tired of being oppressed. So we remember the ways of our forefathers that sinned against the Lord that got us in this predicament. Give me that. Deuteronomy 28:68.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
And the Lord shall do what?
Bring thee into Egypt again.
Hey, give me Exodus 20, brother. Give me Exodus 20. Come on up, slide over here. Over here. Give me Exodus 20. And the Lord shall bring thee into where?
Egypt again.
So now we're going to figure out what Egypt means. We're going to figure out what Egypt means according to this book. Because Egypt is a Greek word. It's not even an African word. The Greeks put that name on that place. Give me Exodus 20 and 2.
This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 2.
Right?
I am the Lord thy God.
I am who?
I am the Lord thy God.
The Most High said he's the Lord our God. Go ahead.
Which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
So he delivered the Israelites out of the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of where?
Out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt's name is the house of bondage or the house of slavery. Read that in the right perspective. 28:68.
And the Lord shall bring thee into slavery again with ships.
So that's how we got into the four corners of the earth. Right? And this didn't happen to nobody else. This happened to only one nation. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spoke unto thee.
So Moses said by the way he spoke to us, go ahead.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
And we wasn't gonna see this old Egypt again. That's not the Egypt that the Most High talking about.
And there
because that Egypt is close to your homeland. You can run in and out. See, the Most High said, y'all, nah, you niggas too, y'all ain't gonna be comfortable around y'all homeland. You break the laws, you know what, I'ma scatter y'all. I'ma scatter y'all from the homeland. So that's why he said, you ain't gonna see this Egypt again. Go ahead.
And there you shall be sold.
And then when you get on into that new Egypt, wherever you got off them ships at, he said, and there you shall be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
So guess what? When we got off them ships, the Most High said we were sold to who?
Our enemies.
No, Mr. White Man, our friend. Mr. White Man, our friend. Our who?
Our enemies. And for bondmen.
For slave men.
And bond women.
And a lot of y'all women, you think because you got something over, or Mr. White Man got the trick bag in the play where he giving you the jobs over the men, and you talk about niggas ain't this and that, you need to get up and get a job, right? Now I understand some brothers might fall into that, you know what I'm saying? But this cycle is starting to be redundant now. Y'all starting to, the system is starting to really wash out men out of the situation. And our women comfortable with that. And be trying to fake lean on us about something that we have no control of, and you are part of it. And I live with your dusty ass. And you being the enemy, the man sometimes is sleeping with the enemy. Go ahead. Because if we did something that a travesty like that, man, we had lynch parties out on our ass. And I'm talking about our own people.
And there you should be sold unto your enemies.
And there you should be sold unto your enemies.
For slave men,
For what?
slave men, and slave
So
women.
you blacks, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indians, you brothers and sisters scattered throughout the four corners of the earth through slavery, wherever you got off them ships at, you were sold to your enemies for slaves. And the conquistadors is your enemies. They not your friends or your neighbors. Right? Go back to that.
Come. For they shall remember the ways of their fathers,
So that's what's happening now. We remembering what our forefathers did. Go ahead.
which sinned before the Lord.
And guess what? This, you know, when you read these type of scriptures, man, you'll be like, hold up, the Most High had us down pat. He had the whole thing laid out from the beginning.
That's right.
He had the prophets come out way before us, the latest thing out to say, you know what? Let me set this in motion for these brothers later on down the line. Here we are with computers and iPhones and airplanes and all of that. And we talking about what our brothers was teaching years ago with the spirit that the Most High put on them thousands of years ago. That's how you know this is a living book and we got the living power, the only living power. Go ahead.
And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath
That's
unto their fathers.
He will bring us into the land that he promised with what?
With an oath.
With a what?
An oath.
That's right. Give me Hebrews 8:8, Tazama. He's going to bring us into the land that he promised with an oath. With an oath. So we're going into the kingdom with a new covenant. That's what an oath is, a covenant. Hebrews 8:8. He's going to bring us into our land again with an oath.
And this is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8.
And Pastor tell you the new covenant for everybody. Go ahead.
For finding fault with them,
No, for finding fault with everybody.
for finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord,
No, saith us.
saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel.
So why your pastor keep telling you the Most High gonna make a new covenant? The new covenant is with everybody. Why does he say the new covenant is for everybody? And y'all fall for it, and you try to come up here and argue against the scriptures. And it's our people most of the time. It's astounding how our people will hear the word and argue straight against it according to their feelings.
That's right.
That's I'm gonna tell you for real, that's amazing. I always say a lot of you brothers and sisters is amazing. It's astounding to see the vexing that the Most High put on you. The madness. Right? Go ahead.
And I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
So the house of Israel is the 9 tribes. Right? And the house of Judah is the 3 tribes. All 12 tribes, not everybody.
That's right.
And you listen, go to church tomorrow and ask Pastor read Hebrews 8:8 and ask him, why does the New Testament say that the new covenant is only with the Israelites and not everybody? Go ahead.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them into the land to lead them out of the land of Egypt.
So everybody wasn't led out of the land of Egypt. Moses didn't leave. The Most High didn't send Moses to deliver everybody out of the land of Egypt. Right? Go ahead.
Because they continued not in my covenant.
No, where we continue not in the Most High law. That's what the covenant is. We continue not in his covenant. Go ahead.
And I regarded them not, saith the Lord.
The Most High said he turned his back on us. He said he turned his back on us for that. Go ahead.
For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel.
No, everybody.
With the house of Israel.
So tell your pastor, and I'm going to keep repeating it, tell your pastor stop telling you that the covenant, the new covenant is with everybody. That's why our sister almost just got attacked amongst a sea of devils.
God.
A sea of devils. Because for real, to tell you the truth, you black people don't supposed to be down there celebrating with Mr. White Man.
Right.
Bring it out,
And it's on the Lord's Sabbath day. So that's why she was about to get her ass attacked by the mob, if you really want to know for real. They don't even want her down there. You know what I'm saying? Why you even down there? You already did. They don't want you there. It's red skin, red, and red shirts. What the hell you? How the hell you belong down there?
God.
You know what I mean? Our people sick, man.
God.
Red people, red shirts.
That's right.
God, that's right. Bring it out,
This an Esau thing.
That's right.
It's an Esau situation going on down here. Talking about this is a great thing for the city. And you got Leesburg, Virginia. They gonna change the damn name to Natsburg.
Yep.
Man, these Edomites are sick. These Edomites, every little thing they glorify themselves on. Every little thing. And all of this stuff going on, it's a distraction. It's a distraction. And you know what? Now I know why the Jewish man Amalek called everybody Goyim, even his own people. Because a lot of y'all some sheeps out here.
Follow.
Read.
For this is the covenant that I will make with them in the house of Israel.
Right.
After those days.
In the last days, the Most High said after the days, he's going to make a new covenant with us.
Saith the Lord.
Go ahead.
I will put my laws into their mind.
So that goes to show you that the new covenant is not even here yet.
That's right.
He's going to do what?
Put my laws into their mind. And write them in their heart.
Right.
And I will be to them a God.
That's right. The Most High said he's going to be to us a power.
There we go.
He's going to put the laws in our mind and write them in our hearts, and he's going to be to us a power.
There we go.
Go ahead.
And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach.
They shall not do what?
Shall not teach every man his neighbor.
So that go ahead.
And every man his brother, saying, "Know the Lord."
So guess what? When that new covenant come in, we ain't got to come out here and teach our people, because the Most High said he's going to write it in our minds and our hearts. So we ain't got to come out here and say, "Know the Lord." Brother, you see this? Check this out. You know you Israel? You know what the Lord requires of you? He said he's going to put it in our minds. It's going to be automatic. That spirit going to be automatically embedded in us. Go ahead with that.
Verse 34. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath.
With an oath.
Unto their fathers.
Unto our fathers. With an oath unto our fathers, right? Go ahead.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
And they shall be lords of it.
And hold up. We shall be what?
Lords of
Give
it.
me Isaiah 14:1. Let me show you what that means. He's going to bring us into the land, and we shall be lords of it. He's going to bring us back into our homeland, and we're going to be lords of it. Pastor don't teach that though. It's all equality. Jesus loves everybody. Jesus loves everybody. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1.
Right.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
So the Most High said he's going to have mercy on Jacob. Go ahead.
And will yet choose Israel.
And he said he's still choosing the Israelites.
That's right.
No matter what, he's still going to, at the end of the day, he said he's still choosing Israel. Go ahead.
And set them in their own land.
What is he going to do?
And set them in their own land.
Hold up, hold that. Read that back over again. He's going to do what?
Come. And they shall be lords over it.
What he going to do before that? Right before that. He going to do what?
Okay. And I will bring them again into the land.
Hold up. Read that back over again, Ephraim.
And set them in their own land.
The Most High said he's going to set us in our own land. Read
That's
that over
right.
again.
And I will bring them into the land. I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers,
Right?
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob,
Right?
and they shall be lords of it.
So the Most High said, listen, he's going to bring us back into our land that he promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he said at that time, we're going to be lords over it. Finish that, King.
And set them in their own land.
So the Most High said he's going to set us in our, he's going to have mercy on Jacob, he's going to still choose Israel, and he's going to set us back in our homeland. Go
And
ahead.
the strangers shall be joined with them.
And the strangers is the other nations, the Gentiles. Because you so-called blacks and Hispanics, you not the Gentiles. You not the Gentiles. That's why they got you in slavery. That's why you do everything better, because you not the Gentiles. Go ahead.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
The same way we cleave to this sister, the same way we go up in all these other nations' stores and buy their garbage, the same way we need them social services, these other nations, when we get put back in our homeland, they gonna cleave to us like that. Go ahead.
And the people shall take them
And we're gonna take them. Go ahead.
and bring them to their place.
And we're gonna have a place for these other nations in our homeland. We're gonna have a place for these other nations. Yes, God hates the hell out of faggots and lesbians.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And the
And
house
you.
of Israel
Uh-huh.
shall possess them
Uh-huh.
in the land of the Lord.
So the Most High said we're going to be lords over it. And if Isaiah 14 says the house of Israel shall possess these other nations. Right? The house of Israel, the Most High said the house of Israel going to possess the other nations. And that ain't talk about no like an exorcism or something. It's talk about own them.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
That's a Mr. Belvedere, and I dream a genie.
That's right.
That's what that is, a Mr. Belvedere and I dream a genie. We're gonna have all these other nations, they're going to be Mr. Belvedere's and they women gonna be I dream a genies. And you better give us that damn wish. You better give us them wishes, Genie.
That's right.
Because we're going to stuff you in that bottle. We're going to bust that bottle on the ground, too. Go ahead.
And they shall take them captive.
And we're going to take you other nations captives. That's what the Bible say. God, the pastor should tell you that the kingdom is for you, and the kingdom is you having the other nations in slavery. The same way we were just talking about us being in slavery under all the other nations. Go ahead.
Whose captives they were.
And we're going to take the people captives who we was captive under. That's what that means. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Tell pastor why he don't tell you that the book say the Israelites is going to rule over their oppressors. What other nation on the earth got oppressors?
None.
All the other nations work together. Ain't nobody, but the ones who really, the ultimate oppressors is Mr. White Man. He's a nation of oppressors. Right? That's his heritage. His heritage is being the demon and the oppressor of the earth. That's why they laugh when you call him the devil. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
Because guess what? There you go. It said, in that day when the Lord shall give us rest from our sorrow. Right? Because all these other nations, they living it up. They living it up. He's going to give us rest from our sorrow. And the only way you're going to have rest is when you ruling something. Go ahead.
And from thy fear.
And from what?
And from thy fear.
Because guess what? Listen, I don't even break no laws. And guess what? If the police pull my ass over, I'm scared as hell. You devils got a heritage of oppressing and terrorizing. You got a nerve to call, and I ain't no Arab, I ain't no damn champion for the Arabs, but you got a nerve to call the Arabs terrorists.
Bring it out, Op.
Go ahead.
And from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
The Most High said he's going to give us rest from that fear, from that terror, that hard bondage that we was made to serve. That hard bondage which we was made to serve. And listen, according to a lot of y'all people, y'all think this talking to the Jewish man. I want to see in history where the Jewish man served hard bondage.